morning, and welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Hallie Kilberg
and Miranda Peters. We're sure you're very anxious to get to today's show. As Matthew put it in chapter 7, verse 7, "Seek and ye shall find."
Well, you've done some seeking, and luckily, you've found our station, KMAQ. Let's get going.
To begin, Hallie and I will be giving you a few details on Seek, a recent 5-day college faith retreat where a few of our Marquette alumni students were some of nearly 13,000 young adults that attended.
We'll also be describing other upcoming Catholic retreats, like NCYC and Tech.
Justina will then be here with some exciting homecoming news, the homecoming court for 2019.
And Garrett will be delivering the sports report solo this week, as Jeb is currently in Denver, Colorado at National Livestock Judging Competition.
And judging by past interviews, Luke is here with what's bound to be another great interview, as he'll be here with this week's featured senior.
Then, as always, Macy and Amy will be looking ahead.
For a second, let's look back on Seek, which happened last weekend.
Seek, the 5-day Catholic event, was held at Indianapolis and featured talks, mass, and plenty of music.
Marquette 2017 graduate Sam Anderson and Marquette 2016 graduate Lauren Kilberg were blessed enough to attend.
Here's what Lauren had to say about the weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Hallie. I just got back from the Seek conference. This was a 5-day conference put on in Indianapolis, Indiana, by a group called Focus. Focus is an acronym for the Fellowship of Catholic University Students. So this is a group of young adults who work on college campuses, and among other things that they do throughout the year, they put on a big conference every year for Catholic students or people interested in the Catholic faith while they are in college. So during this 5-day experience, I was able to go to daily mass. I was able to go to adoration every day, confession, see some really incredible Christian artists perform, and then hear lots of just amazing Catholic and Christian speakers. So it was such a good experience. There was a lot of good time for reflection and good time for prayer and good time for just building deeper relationships with people. So it was absolutely incredible, and I would definitely recommend this to anyone who's looking into this in the future.
Luckily for our high school students at Marquette, they don't have to wait until college to experience a faith-filled trip to Indianapolis. This November, thousands of high school students across the nation, including dozens from Marquette, will attend NCYC, a National Catholic Youth Conference.
While on the trip, they will listen to many keynote speakers, meet many youth across the nation, attend reconciliation, mass, and adoration, all while having the opportunity to experience it with their friends.
Another opportunity has arisen, not for all high school students, but for juniors and seniors.
They have the opportunity to attend Tech, a weekend retreat with their peers. Marquette will be hosting a Tech for any interested juniors and seniors in the area. That Tech will be held the last weekend in January, the 26th through the 28th.
This year, Marquette's Tech is being spearheaded by 3rd grade teacher Ms. Haley Lampy, along with some help from volunteers around the community.
And although this retreat is kept very secretive, here's what Ms. Lampy had to say about the event.
Hi, my name is Haley Lampy. I am the Director of Tech at Marquette Catholic this winter. At the end of January, we will have a group of high school seniors and juniors hopefully coming to our school for a Teens Encounter Christ weekend. This weekend holds different activities that you get to go through, and you also get to hear from different adults and others about their faith life. You get the chance to make relationships with other students your age while growing in your faith, while in a difficult time towards the end of high school. If you or someone you know who is a senior or a junior in high school would be interested in this Tech weekend, feel free to call Marquette Catholic's office or contact myself at 563-451-4140.
Thanks, Ms. Lampy.
And although exactly what happens at Tech is unknown, what is known is that those who attend are changed forever and will tell you only that they cried a lot and that you need to go.
But we will tell you that you do not need to go. Away, that is. We'll be back with more Marquette in Motion after the break.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here now is Justina Dellinger discussing homecoming.
This week, Marquette celebrated Homecoming Week. In addition to 5 fun dress-up days, the halls were also decorated in the theme Once Upon a Time. The Spirit Club also painted signs and posted them around town. The week ended with Mass, which was celebrated by Father Dennis and Archbishop Jacels, and a pep rally during which the senior homecoming court was announced. The court consists of For the boys, Danny Coos, Garrett Krieg, Ty Parker, and Jeb Schwager. And for the girls, Lizzie Parker, Tiana Richmond, Alex Sieverding, and Lauren Sieverding. The king and queen were crowned at last night's game. Tune in next week to find out your 2019 homecoming royalty. Also, to make the event a true homecoming, Marquette organized 2 alumni tournaments. The tournaments are occurring today and consist of volleyball for the girls and basketball for the guys. Each tournament is comprised of 3 alumni teams and will be a round-robin event where each team will play each other once. Speaking of round-robin, don't fly away yet. More Marquette in Motion will be back after these messages. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger.
Thanks, Justina. Up next is Garrett with the Sports Report.
Thanks, girls. To begin, congratulations to the Bellevue FFA livestock judging team who participated in the national contest in Denver, Colorado yesterday. This team is made up of Bellevue student Nick Deppie, along with Marquette's own Brooklyn Moore, Jeb Schwager, and Wade Schwager. The results of this national contest will be in next week's edition. Moving to last week's basketball action on Friday, January 4th, the Marquette basketball teams traveled to Springville to take on Cedar Valley Christian. The JV teams began the night strong, both taking home impressive victories. Varsity girls were next and kept the streak going, winning 67-16 on Miranda Peters' 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. The varsity boys rounded out the night with a strong win of 59-40. This is due in part because of Matt Brinker's 14 points and 10 rebounds. To begin this week, the girls hosted Anamosa this past Monday, January 7th. In this action, the JV began at 6 and brought yet another victory. The varsity girls to follow also won with a score of 66-51. This with Tiana Richmond's 18 points and 7 rebounds. Moving to the next night, Marquette boys and girls welcomed Prince of Peace Tuesday, January 8th. Action began at 4:30 with JV girls and JV boys to follow. And this night, both JV teams powered through to win. 6 marked the beginning of the varsity games. Girls began with a win of 51-37 on Tori Mickles' 15 points and 16 rebounds. Varsity boys ended the night but were not able to hang on with the fast-paced Prince of Peace team. This came despite Danny Coos' 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Marquette ended a busy week with their homecoming game yesterday, January 11th. Here Marquette welcomed the Easton Valley Riverhawks. These results will, however, be in next week's edition. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Garrett Krieg with your Marquette Sports Report.
Thanks, Garrett. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Marquette in Motion after the break.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here now is Luke Keys with his senior interview.
Hello, listeners. This is Luke Keys for Marquette in Motion. You're listening to the segment in which we call Meet Marquette. Today, I will be interviewing one of my classmates, senior Daniel Coos. Thank you for joining us, Danny.
Thanks for having me, Luke.
Now, what will you be doing after high school?
My current plan as of right now is to attend the University of St. Ambrose for pre-physical therapy.
What made you want to go into physical therapy?
I would say what made me want to go into physical therapy is that I grew up watching a lot of sports, and I always found it fascinating how athletes could come back from injuries that seemed really bad so fast. And I just thought that was something inspiring, and that kind of led into more research and me really figuring out what the field was all about. And now that I've done some observation, I think I'll really like it.
So have you always had an interest in biology and anatomy, or is that more of a recent thing?
I'd say over the last few years, my interest about biology and stuff like that has really increased, and that's kind of where it came from.
Are there any inspirational role models, or are there anyone that inspires you to go into this field?
I wouldn't say that I necessarily have one particular role model, but I think just from over the years of seeing different people that have really believed in what they do and have really stuck with their passion, I think that is what has inspired me to go down this route.
Physical therapy, from my understanding, that's a pretty broad category. You could do a lot of things with that. Are you hoping to help athletes with sports injuries and helping them get back on the playing field, or would you be more helping people who have recently come out of surgery, helping them to rehabilitate and gain their mobility?
Yes, as of right now, I'm not exactly sure what I would specialize in. That's something that I'll probably figure out more down the road and possibly into graduate school, but I think that I'd be interested in lots of different areas of therapy, but right now I'm not really sure yet.
So you said you were going to St. Ambrose, correct?
Correct.
And do they have a very good political... that's my interest. And do they have a very good physical therapy study there?
St. Ambrose is very well known for their physical therapy program. That's what actually drew me in there to start with. And I've been on campus quite a few times, and I've really come to like what I see, and I think it'll be a great experience there.
Very cool. So are there any other thoughts you have on college, on physical therapy, or just your future in general?
I'd just like to say that I'm very excited for what my future holds, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you very much for being here, Danny.
Thank you, Luke.
And thank you, listeners, for joining us in what we call Meet Marquette. I've been your host, Luke Keys, signing off.
Thanks, Luke. Now here are Macy and Amy looking ahead.
On Tuesday the 15th, all high school basketball teams will be playing at home with JV starting at 4:30 and varsity starting at 6.
On Thursday, the junior high boys basketball team will be playing at the Easton Valley Miles building starting at 4, and the JV girls basketball team will be playing at 4:30 at home.
On Friday, there is another junior high boys basketball game, which is at Midland starting at 4, and then our high school teams will be playing at Lisbon with JV starting at 4:30 and varsity starting at 6.
On Saturday, our varsity boys will be playing at Upper Iowa University starting at 6:30 p.m.
Also on Saturday is the district large group speech contest, so good luck to all of our students participating.
For Looking Ahead, this has been Macy Kramer
And Amy Sieverding
for Marquette in Motion.
Thanks, girls, and thank you to the group today who was listening. We can only hope you were large.
For Marquette in Motion, this has been Miranda Peters.
And Hallie Kilberg.
And remember, stay informed,
Stay involved.
stay
In motion.